नमस्कार, मैं आरबी सिंह यादव और आप देख रहे हैं मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल आरबी सिंह यादव एडिटर। आज मैं दयालबाग विश्वविद्यालय के एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट का जो कैंपस है उसमें था और यहाँ पर एक बड़ा सेमिनार हो रहा है जिसमें हम आपको ले चलते हैं। इसमें बड़े बड़े वक्ता आएंगे और कृषि के ऊपर अपनी सारी बात कहेंगे कि कृषि में कैसे सुधार हुए हैं और कहाँ तक सारी चीज़ें चल रही हैं। तो अब हम चलते हैं यहाँ पर, चलिए देखिए। और हाँ, मैं अपील करूँगा कि आपने अभी तक मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो ज़रूर कर लें। आप नए हैं तो ज़रूर देखें और दयालबाग से रिलेटेड सारी जो न्यूज़ है, खबरें हैं, वो आप देख सकते हैं। चलिए चलते हैं इस सेशन में।
Our students have secured top ranks in ICR JRF examination and GATE examination, including All India Rank 5 and All India Rank 45 in GATE 2024 and All India Rank 11 in ICR JRF 2024. In just a short time, our team has developed 50 plus new agricultural tools and more than 20 new agricultural machineries, and we secured 7 design patents. Every prototype reflecting our commitment to the small and marginal farming communities of India. The hallmark lab on the land practice model grounds our students in real-world problems and empower them to innovate with empathy and precision. We are proud to have driven DEI in its international collaboration with Purdue University and University of Connecticut, opening global pathways for research and knowledge exchange. Above all, our guiding philosophy is inspired by the timeless agroecological echoes of Radha Swami's Satsanga, where technology, ecology and human values coexist in harmony. The presence of Guru Swarup sir and engineer Munir Chaudhary sir today remind us of that higher purpose, and we promise to continue striving forward in alignment with the values and vision of Dayalbagh. This seminar is not just a gathering, it's a call to action to bridge innovation with sustainability through transformative approaches in agricultural engineering for empowering rural communities and to build resilient, inclusive and future-ready system. On behalf of organizing committee, I extend warm welcome to every dignitary, speaker and the participant. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your brief yet precise introduction. Now, I welcome Dean, Faculty of Engineering, DEI, also patron of the event, Professor D.K. Chaturvedi sir, a distinguished professor of electrical engineering with over 3 decades of teaching and research experience. With more than 600 research papers, several books, 15 patents, and key leadership roles at DEI, he has immensely contributed to academia and research. I request sir to kindly address the gathering with his welcome speech.
Thank you. Good morning. Distinguished guests sitting on the dais, treasurer, faculty members, young ladies and gentlemen. This is a matter of great pleasure for me to introduce you the chief guest, Professor Masood, IAS from Haryana cadre of 1962 batch and presently President of Assam Sassan Sabha, Dayalbagh. He is very humble and great person. Instead of such high stature, he goes to the agricultural fields daily, both the times, morning and evening, and work very hard. We welcome you, sir. Today's guest of honor, Mr. Munir Chaudhary, who is the alumni of Faculty of Engineering and topper of his batch. Presently, he is the General Manager, Department of Agroecology and Precision Farming, Dayalbagh. He has highest level of devotion for Dayalbagh. He left his job to serve Dayalbagh when he was at very high position in the industry. His contributions in agriculture is tremendous. We welcome you, sir. Our keynote speakers, Dr. P. Anand Krishnan, Professor IIT Jodhpur, Mr. Swamidas, EI alumni of 2015 batch and head Danfoss Power Solutions Pune, Dr. Ajay Sharma, DI alumni of 1993 batch and founder ASR Ventures, Netherlands, and Dr. K. Usha, retired principal scientist, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. They had vast experience in their fields and readily agreed our invitation to present their thoughts in this prestigious conference workshop. We welcome all of them. My dear students, a very warm welcome to each and everyone sitting in this hall to this insightful, interactive, hybrid seminar for bridging innovation and sustainability in agricultural engineering. It brings together minds committed to shaping the future of agriculture in an era where climate resilience, food security, technological advancements are no longer separate conversations but deeply intertwined imperatives. This seminar stands as a beacon of interdisciplinary collaboration. Agriculture engineering, once rooted in mechanical efficiency, now finds itself at the crossroads of artificial intelligence-driven innovations, eco-conscious designs, and community-centered sustainability. Today's sessions are not just about sharing knowledge, they are about sparking transformation. We will explore our cutting-edge technologies like precision farming, renewable energy integration, and data-driven crop management can coexist with traditional wisdom and sustainable practices. Our goal is to foster dialogue that leads to action that is ethical, inclusive, and future-ready. To our speakers and panelists, thank you for bringing your expertise and vision. To our participants, your curiosity and engagement are the lifeblood of this seminar. And to our organizers and technical teams, your dedication makes this hybrid format seamless and accessible. Let this seminar be more than an event. Let it be a catalyst, a space where innovation meets intention and sustainability becomes not just a goal, but shared responsibility. Welcome once again. Let's begin this journey of discovery and impact together. Thank you very much.
Professional career spans across geoscience and governance, having served as geologist in Trivandrum and Jaipur, later holding pivotal roles in Government of India across departments of civil supplies, human resources, defence and tribal affairs. His contribution to Indian Defence Account Department was recognized with prestigious Commendation Award and Global Golden Jubilee Trophy by President of India. We are deeply honoured to have him with us today. Now I request Sri Guru Swarup Sood sir to kindly come forward and address the gathering.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Honorable Professor C. Patwardhan, Director DI, Treasurer ma'am, dignitaries on the dais, faculty members and dear students. Thank you very much for inviting me here, and it's a pleasure to be amongst the students because I love this part and you had it today. See, the seminar is an interactive hybrid seminar on bridging innovation and sustainability in agricultural engineering. I think this is the crux where, as Professor Chaturvedi just mentioned, that you need to link the traditional practices as well as have the state-of-the-art latest technology built into the agricultural practice. This is very, very important. This is actually the core of the entire activity that is being worked out here. Many congratulations on completing 75 years, earlier as Dayalbagh Engineering College, now as Faculty of Engineering DI. I wish this seminar all success. I am sure the enlightened minds and practitioners of agricultural engineering would be able to generate innovative ideas for meeting the current and future needs of agriculture by providing not just food security but also nutritional security of our large multitudes numbering 140 billion plus, 140 crore plus, 1.4 billion plus, and of course all the cattle and other animals, other living beings which are there. In 1960s, and you are aware, you would have studied by now, there were severe food shortages in India and the population was booming. In the process, we were actually dependent on foreign countries for our own food requirements. And other countries, the United States, were giving us food aid under their PL40 program. Once you are getting food as an aid from another country, you are actually dependent on them. And that impacts even your foreign policy and your diplomatic relations with the other countries. And it's not very prestigious to be really borrowing food from others to feed the people of your own country. That was the state in 1960s to begin with. Of course, then Dr. M.S. Swaminathan ushered in Green Revolution. We became food surplus in 1978-79. I am sure you are aware of that. And you will be glad to know that in 2023-24, we actually exported food to the tune of $50 billion in 2023-24. So from food deficient to food surplus, we became, with the effort of all of our, basically primarily because of Green Revolution which was introduced by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. See, the Green Revolution also did majorly poverty alleviation by reducing it from 50.1% in 1993 to 25.7% in 2011-12. Green Revolution also brought in improved agricultural practices, including multi-cropping pattern resulting in risk diversification, use of high-yielding variety of seeds with superior genetics, implementation of new irrigation methods, moving away from the rain-fed agriculture traditionally, mechanization of agricultural practices, increased use of fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides in order to improve the response rate of the soil, which is very, very critical. Now, of course, it has come on the other side in terms of response rate. Increase in area under cultivation from arid and semi-arid lands. In 1960s, this is very important, please note that India was ahead in agriculture R&D even than China. And now, at this stage, China has 8 out of the 10 agricultural institutes in the world. There are 8 of the 10 R&D institutes of agriculture of China are in the top 10, whereas India does not have even a single one in top 200 R&D institutions in the world. That is where we are now. So there is a lot of work for all these young, bright minds sitting here, absorbing what all is being passed on to them. This is a very, very crucial area of work. I am sure all of you will be factoring in your processes, in your learning and in your activities relating to agriculture. 48% of India's workforce is engaged in agriculture and they contribute only 15 to 18% to the India GDP. So the contribution is minimal, but largely half of your population, nearly 70 billion people are engaged in agriculture. So that is the state of affairs. No doubt, Green Revolution made us food sufficient. It has also brought in a number of problems pertaining to environmental degradation due to excessive use of fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides, resulting in arsenic and other harmful metal contamination in the soil, in our groundwater and in our other water bodies. Through progressive bioaccumulation of these negative elements now, it has also resulted in economic inequalities. It is very important to understand that Green Revolution, which was introduced by Dr. Swaminathan, was not really spread out uniformly across the entire country. It was localized in certain pockets. Those pockets, of course, generated enough food for the rest of the country, but the economic disparities increased. The richer farmers became richer and the younger ones, the The small and marginal farmers became more and more marginalized in the process. That is why even now hear of a lot of farmer suicides and similar problems which we face every day in a very, very sad state of affairs from that point of view. And there is a tremendous amount of soil degradation because of excessive use of chemicals and fertilizers. And of course, due to over-irrigation in some of the areas, the water levels have also got contaminated. It is no more healthy. See, Dr. Swaminathan passed away about a couple of years back, I'm sure at the age of 98, you would have read in the newspapers. He also wanted to introduce Green Revolution 2.0. The one which introduced it made us food surplus but also gave us a lot of problems. It is the now Green Revolution 2 which is required, for which all of you are the torch bearers now, who will actually be leading that. In order to mitigate the excessiveness of overuse of external ingredients in agriculture, we now need to consider moving into agroecology and precision farming practices which could use AI, artificial intelligence, can follow soil health card system for optimal provision of inputs, not excessive provision, optimal provision of inputs, so that the soil response is maximized. That is very important. By adding more chemicals or insecticides or fertilizer, the response really does not improve. By taking more medicine, you don't cure faster. You need the right amount of medicine so that you cure faster if there is any sickness. That is the problem of our soil now. We need to really just give the right amount of inputs so that it is good for the soil on the whole. Use of micro irrigation systems and keep a constant focus on diversification. This is very crucial. Farmers like Shri Subhash Palekar have introduced zero-based natural farming. You would have heard of that. There are others also, very popular names, who are now contributing into the new wave of agriculture. It may also be important to create custom hiring centers. I am talking of small and marginal farmers who can hire these implements and the tools which are otherwise capital intensive to be able to get from this center and use them for the smaller marginal landholdings. Dairy is another important part of agriculture. I am sure it is included here also. Dairy is an important component of agricultural systems in India. 8 crore farmers depend on dairy and more than 70% women participate in dairy work. Very important. Dairy contributes 5% of our GDP and India ranks number 1 in the world in milk production and 25% of the milk is produced by India. India has more than 15 million dairy farms, whereas United States have only 25,000, less than 25,000. India also have 110 million cows and buffaloes, whereas US has 9.3 million. But what is the ratio of milk production? Have you noticed that? Indian cows and buffaloes produce 10 to 15 kilograms of milk per day, whereas the American cows, their breeds, generate 30 liters of milk per day. That is the difference, more than double than what we produce. That is the variation, that is should be your aim to reach in as early as possible by improving the breed of the cattle and by improving the food for the milk generating inputs which are required. You cannot really transmute whatever is made available in US that you will feed your cattle the same kind of inputs, fodder. It will not suit them properly. There it is a hot climatic country, so your food input will be different than what is really provided in the United States. But one important input is, like most of the countries now have started using alfalfa. It's a protein-rich fodder crop, and we have also introduced about 5 acres last year. So this will be a very important component which will help in improving the milk yield in this country also. See, another important point. 86% of India's farmers are small and marginal farmers. 86%. Their land holding is less than 1.8 hectares, which is very small. In the process, you cannot really have big farmland for the cattle to go and graze or then produce enough fodder for them to eat. So these are other limitations, the real practical limitations which are being faced by the dairy sector also. In Dayalbagh, we are following, of course, organic agricultural practices with a focus on agriculture and precision farming. All our food grains, fruits, vegetables, animal fodder are produced through organic farming methods, and we are evolving our own natural farming protocols with constant experimentation from land to lab and lab to land, and follow primarily the principle of waste nothing. I think Mr. Puneet Chaudhary is here, General Manager of Department of Agroecology, Composition and Farming. I am sure he will share a lot of inputs of what is being practiced in Dayalbagh, which is again a trend for the future, and we believe that the method which we have adopted will be able to feed the likely population of 11 billion by the turn of the century. This method, once adapted correctly across the globe, would actually be the forerunner, would actually be the real method of feeding all the 11 billion population plus the animal, other cattle, other living beings in the form of flora, in the form of fauna on this Mother Earth. I think I'll urge all of you to think over the issues which are there. Apply your mind, internalize, regurgitate, write about them, discuss amongst yourselves, discuss with the faculty, discuss with the scholars who will come and speak to you. Please learn a lot and come up with the solutions. Your solution will be different than what are traditionally being developed and which are being followed. So you must think over it, and it is very, very important. The solution which you will be able to give will be best if you are really working closer to the soil. You are working with your own hands, tilling and toiling with your own hands. That is when you will be able to give the solution which you feel for, and which will be the very optimum solution, I am sure, for really the kind of food production which we are looking forward to, and the kind of soil health we intend maintaining, the kind of tree canopies which we want to have. So it is whether it is vertical farming or whether it is horizontal farming, whether whatever is the nature of farming, whatever is the nature of irrigation, what is the most optimal for the kind of requirements for which you are working, that is very, very important. I wish you all the very best of luck. I wish this seminar a lot of success. Thank you very much for patiently listening.
We sincerely thank Sir for gracing us as chief guest and sharing such informative and inspiring talk. Your guidance and blessings have set a motivating tone for today's seminar. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest of honor, Engineer Puneet Chaudhary Sir, General Manager of the Department of Agroecology cum Precision Farming, Radhaswamy Satsang Sabha, Dayalbagh. He has completed his BSc in Engineering from DEI in 1989, followed by a postgraduate diploma in Theology from DEI in 2009. He brings with him over 2 decades of experience in the automobile industry, having served in leadership roles at renowned organizations such as Telco, Hyundai, General Motors and Mahindras. With his last
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Honorable President Radhaswamy Satsang Sabha and DEI, Mr. G.S. Sood, other dignitaries on the dais, faculty members and young friends. Mr. Sood has already captured most of my inputs, so my job is half done. But I would like to bring to your notice the challenges that the coming generations face and how Dayalbagh is mitigating those challenges and what lies in store for you. I would like to make this session slightly interactive because this is not a very large gathering. I would like to ask if anyone can answer, what is sustainability? What is sustainability? Anyone please? Sustainability का क्या मायने है? क्या समझते हैं? Don't hesitate, even if you think that your answer is wrong. Don't hesitate. Yes. Louder.
and pick out.
Satat and Tikau. Very clear. Anyone else? Yes. जोर से बोलो. माइक पर. कम लागत में ज्यादा आउटपुट है. देखो ऐसा है. All of us should understand the meaning, exact meaning of this word sustainability, because yes, the last question.
So sustainability is the process of being able to provide for our needs right now without compromising the ability to provide for the needs for our future generation.
Very good. Google answer, but intelligent answer. Yes, what we do today is impacting the future of generations. So, sustainability in terms of agriculture means to grow enough for our population without compromising on the need, on the requirements that the future generations will have. Now, what does this mean? कितने लोग यहाँ पर फार्मिंग कम्युनिटी से हैं? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, very good. Do you think that agriculture is sustainable? आपको लगता है कि आज करेंट एग्रीकल्चर सस्टेनेबल है? देखिए मैं आपको कॉन्सेप्ट बता रहा हूँ, फिलॉसफी बता रहा हूँ, because your lead speakers are much more experienced and qualified and skilled than what I am. If you understand the concept in philosophy, you will get into the crux. Do you think that agriculture is sustainable? What we are doing today does not hold risk for tomorrow? 20 years, 50 years down the line? बताइए. Very good. I would like to explain this in another way that you can understand easily. Plastic was a wonder material. When it was invented, plastic was a wonder material. It has entered into every area of our life. But what does it hold for tomorrow? Contamination. It cannot be decomposed easily. It is affecting our generations for tomorrow. What we have used, what Mr. Sood said, excessive use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, etc. have contaminated our soil. Whatever we do, the way we think, the way we live is impacting the climate. So climate is getting affected, soil is getting affected. So how will we grow food? It is deteriorating each and every day. So that is the challenge. Think of it. It is a nightmare. I would just go into brief history of agriculture. Last one. Okay, I'll do it. Early agriculture started about 12,000 years ago. People began cultivating wild grains and domesticated animals like goats and sheep. There was a gradual shift from animal hunting to settled agriculture. Then there was spread of agriculture. Rice cultivation began about 9,000 years back. With the onset of civilizations, during the Bronze Age, agriculture played a crucial role in the development of civilizations. Irrigation systems were developed in the Mesopotamian civilization. During the Middle Ages, again there was spread of agriculture. Then Industrial Revolution and beyond brought about advancements in agricultural technology, including mechanizing and chemical fertilizers, leading to increased production. And then the modern agriculture. It is characterized by specialized farming, modified seeds, use of advanced technology to optimize yields and efficiency. So far, so good. We have increased our yields. We have satisfied ourselves. India from a food deficient country became a food surplus country. Likewise world over. How did we get to this modern age agriculture? Monoculture. एक ही तरह की क्रॉप एक जगह पे बार-बार करते रहे, because to earn more money, want more profits. Synthetic chemical fertilizer to grow more, have more from the same acre. Genetic manipulation of plants. Modern irrigation methods and chemical pest control. Excessive of everything, excess of everything, with the objective of taking out more from the mother earth. And as Mahatma Gandhi said, the earth has everything for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's needs. That leads to what? Loss of organic matter in our soil, soil deterioration, more pest outbreaks, chemical overdose, chemical contamination of food, water resource depletion, salt accumulation in soil, overuse of water, soil erosion. This is what happened to our soil. And what happened to climate? Rising temperatures, altered precipitation patterns, soil degradation, water scarcity, increased disease and pest outbreak. Whenever a farmer wants to have water, what does he do? He digs a borewell. He doesn't realize what harm he is doing to the natural resources because he is dependent on that agriculture. But if thousands and thousands of farmers are doing that, including whatever is happening in our civilization in the domestic front and in the cities, the groundwater is depleting. The water was available 50 feet down the ground, it is not even available 300 feet. How do we grow more food? So, we are entering into a crisis where crop yields are going down, crop quality is also going down because of these challenges. There are food security issues, environment is not on our side, soil is not on our side. There is scarcity of water. How will science help? How will technology help? Does the answer lie in science and technology or something else? Think of it. And that is where the Dayalbagh role comes. And I'll tell you how because they are facing numerous challenges including climate change, soil degradation, water scarcity, pest and disease infestations, economic instability and labor shortages. These issues impact food production, resource sustainability and farmers' livelihood. The world is facing a crisis. How to feed 10 billion people by 2002? There are seminars, there are conferences happening world over. How do we feed 10 billion people by 2050? But the answer, you think that government will have to do that? No. It starts from the individual level. How do we live? How do we consume? How do we protect our immediate climate? Then it starts with the family, and then the community, and then at the national level, then at the world level. So it starts at the micro level. Government can facilitate by policies, but unless we change, nothing will happen. So these 4 points are the crux of what is happening in the conferences. How do we feed 10 billion people by 2050? Shift to 100% organic mode of agriculture. Because chemicals have done so much harm to our soils, they say that shift to 100% mode of agriculture. But this is easier said than done. Everybody understands that in organic agriculture, yields are dropping less than half. We have experienced that. So what does that mean? More land. Is more land available? No. So deforestation. So climate change. So whatever you do doesn't help you. Everybody understands that organic agriculture is the way forward. But how to do that? Because only organic agriculture is not going to solve the problem. There are certain things attached to it. Reductions of livestock feed from arable land. Because most of the people globally are non-vegetarians, most of the cultivation is done for the fodder, so that we rear those animals with good fodder and get meat, etc. out of it. So what do they say? You have to shift from non-vegetarian to a lacto-vegetarian diet, and that is what we practice in Dayalbagh. It is easier said than done, but then as Sulsab said, Dayalbagh is a model that will represent how 10 billion people will sustain and how do we produce food for the biodiversity. It is a model. Then what? Reductions in food wastage. Think of it, when you go to a restaurant, you order pizza, we overeat. Whatever we do, we overconsume. I am saying not every day, but it is so much rampant in Western countries, and then we throw out. Even if we can save 25 to 40% food from what we consume and what we have in our homes and supply chain, it will help us in feeding those 10 million people. So what is that? Dayalbagh says it is a life of better worldliness. Better worldliness is Behatareen Sansarikta, the middle path. Last is lifestyle change to fight climate change. Now what is this lifestyle change? Dayalbagh colony does not have four-wheelers. It is limited to very few people who need it for their work. Can you imagine anywhere in the world where four-wheelers are not allowed, two-wheelers are not allowed, only bicycles are encouraged? So the solution lies here. There are no air conditioners. People can't live without air conditioners if you step out of Dayalbagh. But if you have to save your generations, you have to compromise on your lifestyle. And what is that compromise? It is a life of better worldliness, the mean path. Because unless we do that, we will not be able to fight the climate change. Organic farming is not like that. As Sulsab said, dairy agriculture integration, one of the key pillars of organic farming. Without this, we cannot survive. In Dayalbagh, we do not waste any kind of thing which is generated either domestically or in the dairy farm. All fields. I'm not saying we are 100% successful, but yes, we are 80 to 90% successful. But these are a big challenge in organic. Sustainable practices for water resource availability. No use of groundwater. Dayalbagh does not dig tube wells. Can you believe it? Can you think of even one community anywhere across the globe where they do not have tube wells for their irrigation needs? No. And we take big pride. This is all what our spiritual masters have guided through the past 7-8 decades. Agriculture started in Dayalbagh in 1940. The Yamuna Canal was laid down in 1945. Little did we know that what impact will it have to today's agriculture in Dayalbagh. We do not take tube wells. So what do? We have an arrangement with the government to pick up Yamuna water for 9 months in a year. And we have arrangement with Jal Nigam to use STP water. We gave them land to erect an STP plant on very nominal terms. So government has to learn from us. It has got all resources. Dayalbagh does not need meager resources, but is implementing these practices. Recycle, reuse. STP is reuse. We are trying to recycle and reuse every natural resource available with us. Sustainable human resource availability, there is scarcity of labor. So we use community farming. Every member participates as I just said. And mitigation to climate change, lifestyle shift, limited use of vehicles, limited use of air conditioners and other gadgets, and maximum use of renewable energy. Our STP pump, 40 kilowatt pump, is solar powered, like our other tools also. In DI also you have solar farm. In dairy, you have seen it, please see it. So what is the problem statement? how to drive soil, plant, water, environment system solutions for healthy people on a healthy planet in a rapidly changing planet. Everything is changing for you. Everything is deteriorating for you. How do you improve soil health? How do you improve plant health? How do you improve environment health? That is a challenge for you. So solutions are needed for mass production of compost, application of compost, organic protocols, soil-specific organic solutions, solutions for meeting the future water scarcity, weeding solutions. There are AI robotic-based solutions also, and deliberate intent to fight climate change. Food consumption habits, living habits, they have to change. And I said, Dayalbagh is a front runner. During my talk here, I told you so many things that Dayalbagh is doing: organic farming, reusing, reducing waste, changing lifestyle, no use of groundwater, monitoring water and air quality every day. These are small things, but then Dayalbagh is presenting a model in front of the world that here is a way to go forward and feed 10 billion people by 2050. And I said you are very lucky to be associated, that you have the largest and live lab in front of you, just across this room, anywhere you go, to come, experiment and learn with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. The words are truly impactful, and I hope it is surely going to enlighten the minds and brains of our cutting agriculture engineers. Now I welcome Dr. Anurag sir, Secretary IEI Agri Local Center, to share his views and briefly describe our agriculture.
Good morning to everyone present here. Respected Shri BSU sir, Chief Guest of today's program, President Dayalbagh Educational Institute and RSS Dayalbagh, Engineer Munir Chaudhary sir, Guest of Honor, GM Department of Agroecology, Precision Farming, RSS Dayalbagh, Professor C. Patwadan sir, Director DEI, Professor D.K. Chaturvedi sir, Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Heads of different departments of DEI, esteemed faculty members, member of IEI Agra Local Center present here, my fellow colleagues and dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of the Institution of Engineers, India. I am Anurag Bhusresh, Secretary of Agra Local Center, and it is truly an honor for me to stand before you today. This Institution of Engineers has always been a prestigious platform, bringing together engineers, academicians, and professionals to share knowledge and ideas. Our student chapter works with the vision of enhancing technical skills, professional growth, and leadership qualities among budding engineers. Today's program is a step in that direction. It is not just an event, but an opportunity to learn, interact, and get inspired. I am confident that this gathering will add great value to each one of us. On this occasion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our respected chief guest for gracing this function with his presence. I sincerely thank Director Sir and faculty members for this constant support and encouragement. I also appreciate the effort of the organizing committee and my fellow IIA members, Agra Local Center, who have worked tirelessly to make this program possible. With your blessing and guidance, we aim to conduct many more such programs in the future, contributing to both academic excellence and professional development.
Director DEI, and a distinguished academician with over 3 decades of teaching and research experience. An expert in soft computing, quantum computing, and image processing, Sir has authored over 300 research papers, received multiple best paper awards, and contributed significantly through industry consultancy and international collaboration. A fellow of Institute of Engineers India and Vice President of System Society of India, he is a respected leader in academia and beyond. We are honored to have Sir with us today. I request Professor Patwardhan Sir to kindly deliver his presidential remark.
Honorable President Sir, the Guru Sir, Engineer Manish Pandey, guests, faculty colleagues, and dear students. Being a speaker after a whole galaxy of excellent speakers is a tough job. Manish was 2 years junior to me in college, and at that time also we knew him as a very smart all-rounder who could do everything from playing cricket and football to topping in academics. He came here and said that half the job had already been done and promptly went on to complete the other half, reminding me of that old scene of Asrani in Soviet. So now I had to also think of something else to speak. So that reminded me of वह पथ क्या पति कुशलता क्या जब पथ में बिखरे शूल न. When I listen to all the different persons who speak about what is required today in terms of innovations in agriculture, I am so proud that Dayalbagh Educational Institute has started a BTech course in agriculture engineering. What is the engineering part? That is the most important part for you. So you will be very happy to know that yesterday we had a program on MATLAB. So engineering students learn MATLAB and simulation in order to be able to develop very complicated simulation models and analyze them before going on to actually work on the lab on land, so that they know what to experiment, what to expect, and design their experiments with the greatest probability of success. Yesterday evening we had a program by the Department of Civil Engineering. One of the major problems with our agriculture is what do we do post-harvest. Post-harvest wastage, also the fact कि जब सीजन होता है फार्मर की मेहनत का फल खेतों में आ जाता है तो उसके दाम गिर जाते हैं, और क्योंकि दाम गिर जाते हैं मुनाफा कम. तो क्या किया जाए कि इकोनॉमिकली वेस्टेज को खत्म किया जाए, ताकि जो प्रोड्यूस है उसका पूरा फायदा न केवल उसी समय जब सीजन आता है, बाद में भी आता है. तो बहुत सारी वैरायटीज भी बनी हैं और स्टोरेजेस की टेक्नोलॉजीज हैं ये आपके लिए बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटी है इंजीनियर्स के लिए। ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम्स कैसे हो, कोल्ड स्टोरेज सिस्टम्स कैसे हो कि प्रोड्यूस का वेस्टेज मिनिमाइज, वहाँ भी इंजीनियरिंग आती है। आज तो आप बहुत जो विद्वान और विदुषी मेरे सामने बैठे हैं जो आज आपको एग्रीकल्चर के बारे में बताएंगे, वो तो नहीं। कल जो एक और प्रोग्राम होने वाला है वो सेमीकंडक्टर्स और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स से रिलेटेड है। कई सारी बातें हुई जहाँ भी सेंसिटिव टेक्नोलॉजीज आई, सॉइल मॉनिटरिंग की बात हुई, कितना पानी देना है कितना नहीं देना है की बात हुई, मिट्टी के कितना देना है कितना नहीं देना है की बात हुई। इवन अभी जो हम लोग बात कर रहे थे तो स्टोरेज की, ऑटोमेटेड कंट्रोल की, चाहे रोबोटिक एग्रीकल्चर की, किसी की भी हो, बिना इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के हो सकता। कल जो इवेंट हो रहा है वो उन टेक्नोलॉजीज के ऊपर होता है। तो यहाँ जो फैकल्टी में आपको अलग अलग अपने ही डिपार्टमेंट से ही सभी डिपार्टमेंट से आपको जो इनपुट्स मिल रहे हैं उनका समन्वय करना, उनसे प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम्स के सोल्यूशन को ढूंढना, ये आपका इंजीनियरिंग पार्ट है और यही आपका इंजीनियरिंग करियर है। जो पहला रेवोल्यूशन था उसमें जो सबसे बड़ी बात थी वो ये थी काफ़ी नॉन वेरिएबल लैंड को वेरिएबल बना दिया गया था। तो समय वो लग्जरी थी, आज वो लग्जरी नहीं। आज अगर आंकड़े देखे जाए तो हम हर वर्ष एक श्रीलंका को जन्म देता है। मतलब जो बर्थ रेट है इंडिया का वो श्रीलंका के टोटल पॉपुलेशन से ज्यादा है। You have to fight the problem of providing residential and other amenities to this increasing population, which is resulting in dwindling land resources available for agriculture, because marginal farmers are no longer finding it profitable, and the land mafia is encouraging them to sell off for immediate cash, which is then frittered away, but at phenomenal cost, that the land available for agriculture is reduced. And that is why this engineering part of agriculture engineering becomes the most important contributor to this problem. So I wish all of you a great career ahead. You have chosen to go on this path of doing a great service to mankind, solving a problem which is most important for mankind. Wish you all the best. Please learn whatever you can during your stay here, and I do believe and I am sure that you will be able to make significant contributions in your career. I thank the Department of Agricultural Engineering and the Faculty of Engineering for having organized such high utility workshop and wish you all the best. Thank you.
ये था इंजीनियरिंग और एग्रीकल्चर इंजीनियरिंग का सेशन जिसमें राधा स्वामी सत्संग सभा के प्रेसिडेंट गुरस्वरूप सूद साहब बोल रहे थे और सी पटवर्धन साहब और पुनीत चौधरी जो एग्रीकल्चर के जीएम हैं और भी कई वक्ताओं ने अपने अपने यहाँ पर विचार रखे। और ये सेशन जो एग्रीकल्चर के ऊपर था और इसमें इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट ने अपना सहयोग किया। कैसा लगा था तो अंग्रेजी में, लेकिन आप चाहेंगे तो इसको ऊपर डब कर सकते हैं, हिंदी में आपको सारा कुछ दिखाई देगा, सुनाई देगा। और इसी के साथ आपको ये अच्छा लगे तो इस वीडियो को लाइक करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें। थैंक यू वेरी मच। मैं आरबी सिंह यादव।